All right, Nick, let's talk about the Detroit Lions. This is a team that's had a tough start this season. It's been kind of brutal. But Nick, the story we have today is showing that they are trying to move in the right direction, to turn things around, to get things going back in the direction it needs to be. And I'm going to be honest, Nick, it's not all bad. There have been some bright spots on this Lions team, and that's what we want to know from the Lions fans in the comments below. Despite everything working against you in more ways than one, there have been some bright spots on this team, and that's what we want to know. It's pretty much mid-season now. Who has been a guy that you would consider your mid-season MVP for this team? There's a couple of options I can think of off the top of my head, but we want to know who you think is the mid-season MVP so far. So let us know in the comments below. But Nick, speaking of moving in the right direction, what are the Lions up to?
Yeah, so this is according to the AP. The Detroit Lions and Dan Campbell on Monday fired defensive backs coach Aubrey Pleasant with the team at a record of 1-6. Campbell said, quote, "It was a tough decision, but we are a results-based business. After 7 weeks, it just felt like a change needed to be made." Miles, that's kind of the understatement of the year because the Lions' pass defense has been absolutely atrocious. They averaged giving up 290 passing yards per game through the first 4 weeks. It looked a little bit better against Bailey Zappi and the Patriots. They did a pretty good job against Dak Prescott and Dallas, but it fell apart against Miami Dolphins. The AP notes here, Tua went 29 of 36 for 382 and 3 scores. Did not throw an interception. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill had a monster day. According to the AP, safeties coach Brian Duker will take over for Pleasant, and Campbell said, quote, "I think Aubrey is a hell of a coach. I got a ton of respect for him, but we need to get everyone on the same page and cut our mental mistakes in half." All right, Mice, this is clearly, we talked about the Lions a little bit last week in a different area, more about the quarterback position, but this is a team that right now has had a lot of issues, right? They've got talent, they're scoring points, they've got some playmakers. They just can't find a way to win games. And right now, Dan Campbell needed to make a move to not lose the team, talking mainly about the defense here, obviously, and firing the coordinator, the secondary coach. It's the right move to make because they've been absolutely terrible in defense in that position. So many big plays. They've struggled all the time. And there were reports coming into the game that they had a game plan and they didn't execute it. They wanted to press the receivers and they didn't do a good job with that. It just seemed like the move he had to make at this point, right?
Yeah, I think I read they said just lots of mental errors, lots of miscommunication, just generally not good. Obviously, having like the worst ranked corner in the NFL, and Amani Oruwariye. I've got that name down packed now.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
I wish he would have panned out a little bit better. But having the worst ranked corner doesn't help your DB coaching resume. But Nick, we were talking about a different team, the Dallas Cowboys, just a little while ago, and I was telling you, Nick, this is a defense in the Dallas Cowboys that hadn't led up more than 20 points except for like twice, which is pretty crazy. The Lions, on the other hand, have led up 24 plus points in every single game this season, letting up more than 24 points in letting up more than 20, meaning 30 plus points in about 5 games this season. So it has not really been a great year for them defensively, but like you said, you look at the Steelers. The Steelers offense has been dwindling. People saying, fire Matt Canada, fire Matt Canada. Well, the Lions, they're making the changes, and that's what you got to do. You got to make actionable moves. You pass off, or defense sucks. Offenses are lighting you up. What are we going to do? We got to get rid of the DB coach. We got to get a new game plan in the DB room and, turn things around. So I think this is a brilliant move by the Lions. I think it's a move that shows that Dan Campbell and this coaching staff are ready to get things rolling back in the right direction. And I just really, I think that they can't go anywhere but up from here. So you got to feel somewhat excited as a Lions fan.
Yeah, and we try and be positive, Miles, and I'm going to be some positive. I'm going to use a little history for this. Remember last year how bad the Lions offense was? And then Dan Campbell removed Anthony Lynn from the play calling duties, and they kind of turned it around. And now this year under Johnson, they've been really good offensively. Look, I'm going to be positive. Maybe moving off the secondary coach and getting this new guy in there, Duker, maybe they go from really bad to really good. I mean, it worked before for the Lions last year and going into this year on offense. So I'm going to be positive here. I think maybe I'm going to go on a limb here, Miles. I'm going to say it right here. Complete turnaround. Okuda continues to grow. Amari Oruwariye, and I butchered his name. I don't have it like you, but Okuda's look good. I think the rest of the secondary turns it around, and I'm just going to go on a limb here. I say it turns it all around. I'm going to be positive. This is the beginning of the jumpstart for the Lions. So good move by the Lions. Let's see how it turns out for the rest of the year.